and it's Monday night.
How is it November 20th?
November 20th, yes. And episode 178 of the EriDan Film Festival. This train keeps chugging along.
Well, you know, here's something funny, though. I said to my wife, I got to go do the show. She's like, it's a movie club.
Yes.
It's not really a show.
It's
a club. If I say I've got to go do movie club.
To watch, you know.
Yeah, that's true. If I say I'm
going to worldwide movie club.
Right. And I think book club should be called wine party, but that's just a whole other thing.
Why do you think that? No.
Hey,
it is the time we gather with friends and family to discuss the best and worst of movies and television. It's the EriDan Film Festival. I'm Eric Schemer.
I'm Dan Rosenberg.
This is a great night to join us because not only are we going to discuss Paddington 2, which I know that should be enough, but we are also going to pick our first double feature of holiday movies for December. Wow. It's crazy. The year is practically over. The holidays are practically upon us. In fact, Thanksgiving is moments away.
3 days.
I know. So, so join us tonight. We're going to talk about Paddington 2 for a little bit, and then we're going to pick some movies, and then Dan's going to leave, and then we're going to
leave a little early tonight.
So if you really want to say some negative things about Dan, about 45 minutes, that's your opportunity. This is a great opportunity tonight to join us here for the film festival. So EriDanLive.com, that's how you join, or you leave some comments in the comments boxes like you do, and you like and subscribe and ding that bell to get notified. And is that all of it?
Tonight we're talking about Paddington 2.
Are you excited?
Did I spell it right?
Yes, you did.
All right.
So let's
I have a lot to say.
Huh?
I have a lot to say.
You have a lot to say, as do I. So let's bring some people in, people who already went to EriDanLive.com.
Yes.
In order to join us, which you can do now.
Or you can just watch. You don't even have to join. You could just watch us here.
It's true.
And you can comment down there or over there or wherever your comments
take
are.
all this in. But maybe, if you'd like to see Dan and I smaller, then you have to join so that there's more people on the screen.
Okay.
We are huge Paddington fans. All the way from Chippewa Township, Pennsylvania.
That's where we're from.
That is
15010.
That's us.
Hey.
Yep.
And Beaver Falls, but still.
It's all the same.
We need our own zip code in Chippewa.
Yeah.
Was this your first time watching Paddington 2?
Yes.
As was it mine. So it is going to be a magical night. I think.
Okay.
I'm raising expectations. So prepare yourself. Back from assignment. We haven't seen you since October.
Yeah, it's been a busy month.
All right, everybody needs a month off.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I keep telling my boss.
Right?
She doesn't listen. How are you?
Going with it. I'm sure it'll work eventually.
Scott once again is having trouble getting in.
He's got troubles all the time.
And you want to be my latex.
Scott is login deficient. I don't know. I don't know if we can help you, Scott. There's no help. You're gonna send him a link?
You have to use an Apple phone. No, you have to use. I think you must go in through Chrome.
I'm so confused.
Just go to the website, EriDanLive.com. It should get you right in.
It's just so simple. Look, even Dave can do it.
I'm sorry, Dave. This conversation can serve no purpose anymore.
Hello.
What? Oh, you. Oh,
Dave, over here. Dave.
Over here.
Over here, Dave. Dave.
Scott? Scott?
Dave.
Where's Scott?
Follow the light.
Scott's saying he did. Okay, Scott, go to turn off your phone, count to 30, and then turn it back on.
Did you try turning it back off and back on?
Do the reboot.
Okay, Scott, your case number is 2735.
Please hold. We have to put you through to tech support. Adam is begrudgingly here.
Oh, man.
You both hit that at the same time. Come on.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
He's here sans soul, apparently.
Well,
Adam, I have a picture of you from in studio at Dead Air Live in New Orleans with your bleach blonde hair and your goatee. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to show it. I just want to let you know I have.
You just told us that, and then you say, I'm not going to show it?
I don't know that I can find it in time.
Tune in next week for exclusive content.
It's the Easter egg on the extended edition of EriDan.
Yeah. Patreon.com. No.
Bonus content.
Wow. Oh, Adam says you can show it if you can find it. Yeah,
I'll see if I can find it while we're here.
All right. You can do that. Are we ready? Are we jumping in? All right, here it is. It's wait, this isn't the right movie. This is completely wrong.
Wow.
I have no idea where that came
Debbie
from.
Gibson is Tiffany.
Wait, screenplay by ChatGPT. Did you actually write the script?
Huh? No, of course not.
Oh, you should have had it write the script.
Yeah.
The audience, 100,084%.
I'm just trying to see what's reflected in his glasses.
You don't want to think about that too much.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, there you go. You see, there you go. Shirts available. No, not really.
Oh,
That would be available later. Paddington 2 from 2017. Hugh Bonneville, Sally Hawkins, Hugh Grant, Ben Whishaw. I have no idea.
This is the less hairy version than the last one you showed.
It's the exact same amount of hair, actually. Budget of $40 million, worldwide gross $228 million. Critics on Rotten Tomatoes at a 99%, and the audience at an 88% for Paddington 2, and all sorts of, in 2021, all sorts of excitement over Rotten Tomatoes when Paddington 2 became their highest reviewed movie for a while. It is no longer its highest rated movie, but for a while there, it was the best reviewed movie on Rotten Tomatoes.
wow, that's weird.
Yeah. Also featured in the Nicolas Cage movie as being one of the best movies of all time.
Interesting.
Depending how you feel about Nicolas Cage. So, here we are, Paddington 2. Had anybody seen this previously?
I'm pretty sure I had, yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so hardcore Paddington fans.
And we rewatched Paddington 1 before this just to set the scene.
Yes, I did that as well.
Like the opening scene made it to you. You didn't have to.
They did do a good job of making it so you didn't have to. I thought you enjoyed it a little more if you had, but it was still standalone.
Yeah. No, it is a very good standalone. And I think, honestly, I would argue that this is a case where the sequel is better than the original. I did find the sequel to be, watching them both night after night, I think the sequel is definitely very well done. It's very entertaining, and it is, the CGI is incredible. I'm not sure I would best movie, highest ranked movie of all time.
The thing that I like best about it, other than just, I think it's well cast, obviously.
Yeah.
The characters are all very likable. They seem to genuinely like each other. It really does work well. But I just loved some of the storytelling techniques that the director used, with the shadow box type thing where they opened it up and you'd see all the rooms in the prison and the train thing, just some of the really neat storytelling and movie making techniques they used.
Yes.
Speaking of storytelling,
Oh, he's got some movie making techniques.
That's Scott?
Yes, it's Scott.
It's Scott, as a baby. He'll grow. Bring Scott back.
What?
I see this as an absolute win.
Huge Paddington 2 fan. Scott.
Oh, Scott, I thought you weren't home.
That's next week.
Oh.
Now, you see, you said next week, and you didn't say the next week. Meaning not this show, but a week from this show. I'm so confused.
And here we are again trying to guess what school Scott went to. Is that all of your wardrobe, Scott?
It's cold.
So I did do a joke, and I also talked to my boss about it. My boss went to USC Film School, as did Scott. but then he went to Harvard Law.
Wait,
Harvard.
Scott, where
Business
did you go to school? Oh, sorry.
Same
Then he went
place
to
your mom
Harvard.
went.
Oh, then he went to Harvard Business School, and there's a joke that if you want to find somebody who went to Harvard, just wait a few minutes and they'll tell you.
Mhm.
And USC Film School is similar. He took his hat off. What'd your hat say?
My hat says,
Ask me about
Valkyrie
Magic
Air, the
Kingdom.
last fight you'll ever need to take. That's
Oh.
an opera joke.
And so then I asked my boss at dinner the other night, I said, are you the only person that went to USC Film School that also then went to Harvard? Because like that's, and he doesn't bring it up all the time like most people do. I said, all you need to do is be vegan and have a Peloton and you'll never shut up. Thank you, Stacy.
And drive a Prius.
Prius drivers don't talk about it.
I know. Prius is so yesterday. It's driving electric these days.
Yeah, it's a Tesla.
It's okay. I drive a Honda.
But I do agree with Dave was saying about the techniques.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, the picture, the popping book. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Aww.
And when they showed the recap of how Hugh Grant's character was breaking into the place, and it was all kind of this like black and white kind of stylish of him going through the house.
I mean, Hugh Grant.
Well, and then when
so good at playing villains.
and then when they do the like the flip book of all of the faces that he had from her art, was just very cute.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
Making.
I went into this feeling that Adam might be right. And I left it feeling Adam wasn't totally wrong. Like it's a kid's movie.
Yes.
But because you can't put one red sock in one washer and make everybody's uniform pink.
Exactly.
Everybody.
Well, you also can't travel back in time with a penny, but you know, you sort of.
Have you tried? Have you tried?
I don't think
The
the
penny's not what sent him back in
Bear
time.
is trying
It was
to
a
be
self-hypnosis.
particularly realistic.
Did you believe in the good of the penny?
You also, you don't have a talking bear. So I mean, you have to leave your imagination.
Yeah, it's not.
And once you do
Oh,
that,
now you're gonna pick on the talking bear.
once you let that go, then it's like, okay, this is a really good movie.
Which is true of any fantasy or science fiction or time travel or any of those type of movies. You have to buy into the premise,
Right.
which if it's a good director and a good script, you can do. And if it's a bad director and a bad script, like Battlefield Earth, you can't. So, it's...
Well, I also love the fact that he stole the book that he wanted to give to his mom, and he's arrested for stealing the book, yet there's no book.
Right.
Like I'm watching, I've mentioned many times I've been watching Suits. I'm almost done with it finally. So I'm looking for the legal side of this. Like,
You're like, wait,
But on the other hand, one of the things I love about the two movies is they just accept that he's a talking bear. There's nobody's shocked by it. Nobody's,
no problem. It's never get that bear.
Yeah, it's like, oh, a bear. It's a little unusual. They react to it, but it's not like shocking for anybody.
No.
How did that movie do this better than Scooby-Doo?
Well, the CGI is much better than it was in Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I will say when this movie wins. You forget that he's not really there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like,
it
it's
is really
so
well done.
done. The actors are definitely talking to something.
Yeah.
And I also have always loved movies that combine, which is why I'm partly looking forward to, Coyote versus Acme or whatever it's called, is if it ever comes out. I love movies that combine live motion and animation, if they do it well. And, even if Mary Poppins or, it really can be, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It can be really well done and really fun to watch. And this movie was that way.
Yeah.
Well, I killed conversation.
Well, there
Obviously.
it is.
There it is. And now we're done.
I also love some of the homages, and there were several of them, to just old movies, like the Modern Times tribute with him going through the gears during the escape and things like that. It's just clearly the writers and directors just loved movies, and you could see that in certain places. It was really fun to watch for that reason too.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm not sure what this.
Go ahead.
I'm not. This isn't really connected to anything, but I enjoyed a lot of the kind of running bits throughout the movie. I liked when he was doing the yoga class earlier, and then at the end they had the callback of him like doing.
Well, they had and her planning to swim the English Channel. They did that without hitting you over the head with it, which is great.
Or the kid being really into steam trains and hiding his love of steam trains, and then making them cool again in the end credits.
And the newspaper, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it's a nice movie too because it does contain so many of the original actors from the first movie.
It's basically everybody from the first movie,
besides Nicole Kidman. But
well, everybody who was still a character. She was presumably in prison somewhere, but yes, a different prison, hopefully.
I don't know. There are some movies that would have brought back the same villain.
Of course. Well, I did like that Peter Capaldi appeared in both too. It's just sort of not an evil guy, just sort of full of himself and thinking he's more important than he is, kind of guy.
Could we say Hugh Grant as an evil character is the equivalent of Nicole Kidman as an evil character?
No, because Hugh Grant, Nicole Kidman was evil. I mean, she was going to die. She was going to cut him open and stuff him. Yes. It was a little different. That was a little creepy in the first one. Hugh Grant, nobody can play pompous like Hugh Grant.
Mm-hmm. Right. He's so good at that.
Yeah, like in Dungeons and Dragons, he was.
He really has that down. It's just
like when he's not being a romantic lead.
Yes.
Yeah.
He can play the charming romantic lead, or he can play the pompous English guy.
Mm-hmm. And I like that in the end credits, it's like, no, he actually does pretty well in prison. Like everyone likes him. It'll actually.
And I'm sure Adam loved the credit song.
The credits are fantastic. I mean, if you didn't stick around for the credits, you did miss out on quite the production number.
All he really needed was a captive audience.
Oh my gosh. I forgot about that. Those pants.
Prisoners of Love, Blue Skies Above.
That's fantastic.
It was fantastic.
Yes.
One red sock.
Right.
And Brendan Gleeson. I mean, some of the actors in this, the casting is just.
How is Brendan Gleeson more scary in this than he was in Harry Potter? I have no idea.
I love how he spelled Knuckles.
I know.
Yes, with an apostrophe too.
There was a lot to love about this movie, so that's where I can understand. But is it Citizen Kane? No.
No, this is a movie that's a master of both visual and auditory ASMR.
But I love any movie,
and it's just a really well tight movie. Yeah,
any movie that sets out and succeeds in doing what it tried to do. This wasn't trying to be Citizen Kane, and it succeeded wonderfully at what it was trying to be.
The whole Citizen Kane thing on Rotten Tomatoes, I think, is a cute aside for this movie. I think all of that hoopla, the fact that Ryan Reynolds and Paddington Bear were taunting each other over Twitter through 2021. I think there's a lot of fun footnotes about this movie. But I don't think it was trying to be the best reviewed movie of all time.
No. And to be honest, I love Citizen Kane. I have to be in the right frame of mind to sit down and watch Citizen Kane. I could watch this movie almost any time.
Now, so this movie gets a 99 on Rotten Tomatoes. Only one movie that we have reviewed here has a 100 on Rotten Tomatoes. Does anybody have a guess as to what that is?
I remember it coming up when we reviewed it, but I don't remember what it was.
There's only one.
Howard.
Must have been Who's That Girl?
There are currently 105 movies with 100%.
Was it
the guys that watched Shawshank?
I would think Scott would get this one. That's my. Although Scott wasn't around when we did this one, so he would not.
Forrest Gump.
THX 1138.
It's not The Incredibles then?
No,
The Incredibles is pretty darn high. I don't know what it is. I don't pay attention to Rotten Tomatoes scores like that.
When it said it had the highest review, and in Citizen Kane they found an 80-year-old negative review, and that knocked it down.
Right.
Was it 100 originally, and then it got knocked down to 99?
Yeah. Correct.
Well, and also you guarantee that one bad review came from a Hearst newspaper.
Yeah. And it was somebody who did kind of purposely release their review of Paddington 2 to Rotten Tomatoes to get them knocked down a little bit.
Well, that review is great. As someone who's as a man who's dead inside, or however it was phrased.
That sounds familiar. As a Toy Story 2?
Of the 105 movies listed at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, 12 Angry Men is the only one.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Oh, where'd that end up?
Going back to the comment of, I'll wait to see if Adam has a soul after I watch this in our private comments during the week. The reason I was saying that was because one of the reviews says if you don't love this movie, you don't have a soul or you don't have a heart. And I thought, okay, let me watch it and see if it's one of those movies that I just bawl at the end of it or I just have this great feeling. I get it. And it was a good movie, but it wasn't one that I was like, oh, it was. I knew what was going to happen.
Well, I teared up at the end. I knew it was predictable, but I teared up at the end. But I tear up easy.
Yeah.
I thought I'd be falling the whole thing. I thought I would be like Nicolas Cage.
I feel like it was written for adults, but it took its time designing itself to be a movie that could keep your kids quiet for a while. Like the color and the way everything was framed, and even the editing was just so tight that it tried to be as simple and flawless as possible because it didn't want to be a movie that had a voice. It was just a movie that was tried to be.
Paddington 3 is coming out next year. Paddington 3, 2024 release date.
Is it 3D?
I don't know. It's Paddington.
It's 4D.
You can smell the marmalade.
Well,
Paddington in Peru.
What Scott said too, though, that the editing about the editing being tight and everything. One of those scenes that startled me was when they went up in the attic, and then Hugh Grant's costumes were all standing there in their mannequins. Startled me, and I was like, "Oh my god!" So that I thought that was
I'm not the only one who does that in her attic.
It looks like Sally Hawkins isn't in it, which is surprising.
Oh, is it in the new one?
Yeah. It's most of the same people. It's almost all the same. She's the one conspicuous absence.
Is she the mom?
Is that the mom?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, that is a shame. She brings so much heart to the family.
I loved his excuse too for why they were in his house. He's like, "Oh, we're just doing an inspection." He's in for a job. And your wife is here, and he pulls it back, and she's like,
Yes, this seems nice and tight, or whatever it was. Yes.
Very well played, very well choreographed. There's just little things like that that are really, really funny.
Well, again, it's sort of
they got caught. I was like,
Yeah.
what are they getting caught for?
Normally in every movie they make it out.
But if you are looking for a family movie that isn't, mind numbing,
Right.
I think it's a lovely choice, right? That if you're looking for,
well, in its way, it reminds me of some of the great live action Disney movies from the '60s. That were like The Love Bug. It's The Love Bug is in some ways a kids movie, but I enjoy it just as much as an adult. It's just a fun movie that doesn't try to be more than it is well cast, is fun.
Yeah.
Just, it's sort of a very Disney-esque movie in its way. And sometimes that can be a negative, but in this case, it isn't.
Well, and it's actually kind of funny that you bring up the reference to modern times, Dave, because I feel like something else this movie did really well is that even if you couldn't understand the language that the movie was in, you could still follow the story.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could read the expressions, you could read because the visuals and the editing, it just pulled everything together. The colors told you what was good, what was bad, and honestly, that's a sign of a good movie. It's a moving picture book already.
Yeah.
Scott, I want to be like you. I changed my hat to a college hat, so
I think we need to probably
thank you.
Since poor Dan is going to be leaving us shortly.
Yes, I have to go in 16 minutes.
That's right.
Let's get to it.
We start with you, sir.
Oh, that is true. How about that?
Yes.
Something new. This is not the world's best movie. I am not pretending like I think that this movie is 100% and needs to be on everybody's must-viewing watch list. But I feel like it is such a solid, fun family movie. it's a really good time, and I think it's enormously well done. The cast, the effects, it's a great movie. That said, it is not necessarily the kind of movie that I will watch 12 times again in my life. So I'm at an 86.
All right. Started off with an 86. Maxwell Smart.
Well, I saw the first one right before this one came out, I believe. I showed it at the library for movie night, and I thought it was cute.
This is a great movie night movie, I will say.
It really is.
If you want a safe movie to show a wide variety of people, this is your go-to movie.
Exactly, and that's what we did. It was dinner and a movie. We had pizza and showed the movie. So this one, I expected it to be good because the first one was good. And Hugh Bonneville, I love him. And Hugh Grant, yes. And they were actually in Notting Hill together as well, if anybody remembers. But
yeah.
So I enjoyed it, and I'm going to give it an 87.
87.
So I mean, it was very enjoyable, and I did like Hugh Grant's portrayal in there. I'm going to go with an 85.
Yeah, no jet fighters though. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this movie a lot. I haven't seen the first one since it came out, so I'm kind of rusty on what happened in that one, but I don't think it's a big problem. I am particularly enjoying this movie, so I was actually kind of worried initially when I wasn't as into it in the first 15 minutes, half hour. I think it was largely because it was mostly focused on just Paddington rather than Paddington and the Brown family, and I really think they are a large part of what makes the movie great. And it was a lot of weird slapstick at the barber shop and oh, he can't figure out how to wash the windows, and of course it's gonna go up and, I was like, okay, this is fine. Just a bunch of it's well done slapstick, but it's nothing particularly interesting. But once it gets into once he gets arrested, and you have him interacting with other people in interesting ways, and then the Browns doing their thing, I've gotten to it much more, and I really like this movie, and I think it's very good, and I would definitely watch it again in the future. I think it's just a lot of fun. So I'm gonna give it a 92.
92.
Wow.
Nice. Dave, I'm trying to drag you over.
Whoa.
There you go.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what's been said. I really think it's a solid movie in so many ways. And one thing that's great is I can honestly say it never once occurred to me while we were rewatching this, and I had seen it before, though it's been a few years. Where are we in the movie? What time is it? Are we nearing the end? No, you're just in the world when you're watching it. You don't think about, there's still half an hour left. How are they going to? No, you just go with the story, and it just flows so wonderfully. And it is very much almost a direct continuation of the first movie in so many ways. It's just the same characters, the same cast. I love Mr. Gruber. I thought he was great in this. That character in his interaction with Paddington was just so fun and nice. You knew, and I can understand why Adam was a little critical of how wholesome or syrupy it was. I get that, but I don't mind that in the movie if it's well made.
Right.
A bad movie that's syrupy and saccharine, and that's what it's depending on for you to like it, is not going to go well. If that's just the type of movie it is, and it's very well made, that doesn't bother me. So I really enjoy it. I thought some of what Amanda said resonated with me as well, in that I remembered when we were watching Paddington, the first one, I was saying, yeah, I think what I liked better about Paddington 2, and I'm not saying it's a better movie, what I liked better about it was the first one had more of that slapstick type stuff, more of the, oh, here come the shenanigans.
Yeah, and what I don't like about the first one.
and the second, and I was thinking, so the second one probably doesn't have as much of that, and it didn't, but it did have its sort of nucleus of it at first, where you're getting a lot of that and going, huh, I thought there wasn't as much of this in the second movie, oh well. Yeah. But then it sort of faded away, and yeah, there's some of it, but the later slapsticky type stuff fits, like when they're doing the prison escape. Mm-hmm. It works there because it's not just here's a bit we're inserting, and if we took it out of the film, you wouldn't miss it. It's part of the plot, and it's part of the story, and it worked better. So I really, again, yeah, it's not Citizen Kane, but I always have a warm place in my heart for a movie that succeeds in being just what it wants to be. Even a movie that I necessarily don't like some, a great horror film. I'm not usually a horror fan, but I can really respect a great horror movie if it's really well made. So, and this movie is in a genre that I somewhat enjoy. So this, to me, is a 93.
All right.
I'm not going to go Barbara Feldon since Dan brought up age, get smart and go 99.
I bet you Adam goes Laramie on this movie. What do you guys think?
Or Jaime.
So, movies like this make me angry. And I'll tell you why. There are just so many times when I see something like this come out and I go, why can't we put this much freaking care into our movies over in America? Like, what is Britain doing right to get a bunch of people to work together, get literally a beautiful shot after beautiful shot, great cut after great cut? It's so freaking beautiful. It makes me angry.
there are a few American directors who do that. I think Wes Anderson sort of does that.
Well, yeah, and this movie is shot like that, where he actually, you can tell they took the time to shoot this. Yeah. The principal photography started in June, October 2016, and wrapped up in June, with the movie coming out in October. Like, they were definitely like thinking everything out. Literally every single thing was like putting on probably like a community theater show for a day. Just all the detail. My brain lit up when I was watching it. And I agree with what was said earlier by Dave. Like, fluff for the sake of being fluff, no matter how well it's animated, is not good. Right. The movie that I would compare this to is Troll in Central Park, which is absolutely god-awful because it just pretends that everything is okay. Ugh. All right. I'm okay.
He's got a rag.
It's a USC rag.
So yeah, the craftsmanship is great. I respect it entirely for how much effort they put into this, and I really hope that Warner Brothers knows what they're freaking doing, taking this director and putting it behind Willy Wonka, because oh my gosh. If this is where he goes from here, and that movie is his Godfather 3, I'm going to be legitimately pissed. This is going to be a 95 for me.
I am a little worried about Paddington in Peru because it is a different director.
Oh, it's me.
Terrifying.
So, I didn't want to like this movie.
Nice.
I did not see the first one. I still don't want to see the first one. I'm okay not seeing it. But Scott said it exactly right. This is a really, really well done movie. Well written, well acted. The effects are amazing. The cinematography is amazing. And it was a Harvey Weinstein production before.
Well, it's got that going for it.
Yeah, he did the first one. And the Miramax lost the second one.
You want to be in the Paddington 2 movie, honey?
It's in the Weinstein cinematic universe.
Wow. Oh, geez.
Along with Pulp Fiction.
Raising the bar.
And, I was thinking of my score, and everybody's pretty much given almost the same score. I was thinking it was a solid 82. It's a B, just because if it was a movie I could watch over and over and I'd like to see it again, I'd be in the 90s. But I've seen it. All right, good. So I'm giving it an 82. My mother gives it an 86.
Nice.
Brittany writes in. She's at work. Can't chat much, but she's here. She says it's cute. We'll someday watch it with Nina. She gives it an 85.
Nice.
And someone named One Polska 3 says hello.
Oh, hi, Polska.
What about Satan's Toe?
And here it comes. He gave a little bit better than Laramie. 13. Sorry to crap on the wholesome kids movie. I watched kids movie, enjoyed them, but this one was just boring. Way too wholesome, way too syrupy. He gives it a 20.
It's too marmalade.
It's all that marmalade.
It was.
What did he give Goonies?
Marmalade.
What did Adam give the Goonies? Because we really haven't watched that many kids movies.
No, but he's got kids, so I'm sure he's seen a ton of kids movies.
Oh yeah, I'm just curious though how the kids movies compare to each other.
I'm curious, Adam. What is your favorite kids movie?
Yeah, great question.
I feel like he told us this already.
Goonies a 95.
Yeah, he loves the Goonies. See,
He
boom.
loves the Goonies.
See, the Goonies just didn't work for me.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that.
Just the Goonies and
Hey,
kids
you
movie?
guys.
But I also think the Goonies hit Adam at the right age, and it certainly was after my time.
And the Goonies happened on the same day as Marty went back in time, so that's kind of a tie-in.
There you go. All right, Paddington 2 coming in with an 81.10. Down in the middle.
So below 12 Angry Men.
Definitely below 12 Angry Men. And below UHF, which I think is what we think is probably most important.
So I have a question. Did we review Terminator?
Oh, we did not.
No.
Okay. Why I think we did
that movie also gets 100% on
And that could be a Christmas movie.
And that's another movie that a lot of people think the sequel is better than the original.
Yeah. I actually like the most recent one it did.
So we're gonna spin the wheel twice. And the two people get to pick holiday movies.
Oh, great choice, Adam, by the way.
Yeah, he said the Iron Giant is another one that he likes.
That is a great one. I love the Iron Giant. Very good movie.
Better than the Iron Giant.
Brad Bird.
Watch that with Eric.
All right, are we doing this? Let's do this. All right, so we're leaving everybody on the wheel as they are. So we're going to get a chance to eliminate a lot of wheel going into the new year. So if you've got, this way you've got a really good chance of getting chosen for this month. If you've not gotten a chance to pick movies, we're going to pick two movies, two people. So there'll be double features every week, but you only get to pick one movie. Are we clear on the rules? I think we're good. All right, Here we go. We're going to spin here for the first choice of a holiday movie. Does not need to be a Christmas movie, a holiday movie that we will watch in 2 weeks. And the first choice is going to go to... it doesn't like all these names.
It won't stop. It's like Wheel of Fortune gone crazy.
It's a little...
There we go.
I just hit up Brittany.
Hey!
Brittany gets to choose.
Hey!
Type in your choice, Brittany.
All right, and we're going to
Just
shuffle
keep
it
this
one more
tab
time.
open.
And we're going to spin again
And if Brittany comes up, you ignore it.
for 45 minutes. We'll let this spin. Wow.
Very laggy.
You need like a new method.
It'll get better.
This is for 2 weeks, Brittany.
These choices, I think.
This will be in 2 weeks, Brittany. Next week is Frasier.
That's right. Exactly. So it's Brittany and Scott
Yay!
to choose our first holiday movie.
Oh man, I was going to prepare a thing. All right.
What?
Fine.
What do you mean you're prepared?
He was going to have a whole shtick, and he didn't get a chance to do it because it came up too quick.
Gosh darn it. Okay,
You're Cinderella, Scott. I'm sure you're not sick of Cinderella right now.
I want to
Scott's
stay
directing
away from
Cinderella.
feet for the rest of my life.
Yeah, the local musical theater group is doing Cinderella.
Yeah.
Nice. Very
Directing and choreographing. it.
Not Cinderfella.
No, that's coming up on the LGBTQ network.
Adam says,
Jerry Lewis
God
movie.
help us. She says she defer a week. She'll be back on the 11th.
Okay.
So we
go with that.
Yeah, let's spin again and make her week on the 11th. So she can
Yeah,
pick
I
one
like that.
now if she wants, and that'll be the one for the 11th.
That gives her plenty of time to pick.
All right.
That's what Scott wishes he could do.
We're gonna spin again, basically, is what we're saying.
Yes.
We're gonna spin one more time. Let's bring it back. Obviously, if Scott or Brittany comes up, we will spin again because I'm not gonna go through and eliminate all those. And let's see who gets to choose. And we can just spin for the whole month.
That's how book clubs do it.
That's right. That's true. All right, it's Brittany again.
Hey!
The fates really want her to pick.
Tell how long it's been. Oh my goodness.
You know what's going to come up now is Scott.
Of course.
Now the wheel fucking likes really likes me.
There you go. It looks like Amanda. There it is, Amanda. All right, so Amanda and Scott. Amanda and Scott for this coming.
Amanda, when she did this, it makes me think she's ready.
I have an idea. I want to like confirm there's not nothing I'm forgetting about, but I think I know what I'm doing, and I don't know if it'll be fine. Just a second.
Hilarious.
We were having, when Amanda and I were driving a few weeks ago, we were having a discussion about this because we did make one exception one time because we did Pee-wee's Christmas special. Which is really not a movie. It was sort of it was an episode of long episode of Pee-wee's television show. And Amanda was saying that a lot of the stuff that she really loves from her generation was TV specials, at more than the movies in many cases.
Yes. I muted myself just in time.
Well, and I do realize the Rankin and Bass stuff is gonna eventually we're gonna have to do some of that.
Oh, it's also going to get harder and harder to pick holiday movies if we do this a few more years.
It's just going to get worse and worse.
I see what's streaming now, because I haven't actually looked into where things are streaming. So just a second.
But can I say, remember, speaking of specials, how cool were these? Remember when this one used to come on?
Yeah. Best part.
It was always right before the Peanuts.
Yeah, so we've discussed this before. It's the whole question of it's Christmas special, Adam, not Christian special. But anyway,
I totally want the Star Wars Christian special.
just to get your
special,
just to get your dose of B. Arthur.
Right, you got to find it.
And Art Carney.
Good luck on that.
But it is. We discussed this before. How and it used to be such an event because you had one chance a year to see the Grinch. One chance a year to see Charlie Brown.
Yep.
And eventually VHS meant you could watch it other times if you were willing to invest in a VCR and the overpriced videotapes of the era. But it was really an event. And every year you would check your TV guide or the TV graphic that was in the Sunday paper to sign. Oh, wait, okay. So Grinch is going to be on Thursday night. And you plan your day around that.
You need a highlighter. Remember the Seinfeld episode where she's reading TV guide on the subway, and he's like, "Would you like a highlighter?" You have to highlight.
My older sister used to do that. She was 10 years older than I was. She would take the TV listing when it came out, and she would circle her shows. And heaven help you, because we only had one TV at the time. Heaven help you if you wanted to watch something that was on at the same time, because she had said what she was going to watch.
She claimed it.
So these are
all the holiday movies we've watched thus far.
Oh,
you guys
very
can spit them out in 2 minutes. Great. Come on.
So Nightmare Before Christmas is our highest ranked holiday movie?
That is correct. Nothing has scored in the 90s. There has not been any universal love for a holiday movie.
I thought Elf had a chance, but as I recall, Adam cannot stand Will Ferrell, and that was partly what brought it down.
Yes, that is correct. So we have run the gamut here of holiday.
And there were some that surprised me. I enjoyed Bad Santa a lot more than I thought I would.
Me too. All right, so who's going first? Scott? Well, I guess Scott picked. You have one, Scott?
No.
Amanda, do you have yours?
But I don't want to be mean. Amanda, you
don't want to be mean.
What are you going to say? Are you Silent Night, Deadly Night? Or
No, you can pick Die Hard.
No.
Do it.
I swear we watched Die Hard. And everybody
I think Amanda's ready.
No, okay, so I'm down to two. One of them is streaming for free. One of them would be a $3 rental.
That's fine.
But they're both available online. They're both like 45 minutes. So either way, I'm not giving people a long thing to watch.
Which is great for double features, by the way.
Exactly. I'm just
it's a gift.
I'm being helpful.
That's what I'm freaking trying to figure
and I'm just
out.
not sure which one to do.
Which two are they?
Neither one I think that you would choose, and I feel like they're both ones definitely would not go over well, but I love it.
The Year Without a Santa Claus?
No, that's the one that would go over better of the two. My options are The Year Without a Santa Claus and All of the Other Reindeer.
Oh no.
Stay tuned both.
Dan wants a triple feature.
I like one of those two.
I know. All Looking at the Reindeer is free on YouTube, actually. Isn't that weird?
And they still can't get people to watch it.
I have it on DVD.
I own it, but I've never watched it.
It's very dumb, but I really like it. But it's so dumb.
It's Drew Barrymore at her finest.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw it, Ken.
Oh.
All right.
The Mariah Carey "All I Want for Christmas Is You" cartoon special.
How about the Debbie Gibson Wonderlicious album? Can we pick that?
Oh, wow.
Well, wait till you come up.
Winterlicious.
Pick all Hallmark Christmas movies.
I considered that, but I haven't seen many like recent ones.
She comes home during Christmas to visit her family, but she has to stay.
Yeah,
That's every
it's
Hallmark
dramatic.
And she's the corporate lawyer who's gonna shut down the local antique shop that everyone has such fond memories of.
Oh my
You play
gosh.
the Hallmark movie in reverse. It's a story about a young girl who leaves her small town and goes off to the big city and becomes really successful.
I need all of you to help me write those out for little cards for our Christmas party at work. It's a whole
ChatGPT.
thing.
All right.
All right, I have to go, everybody.
Thank you, Dan.
Take care.
So, somebody text me what they are.
No,
I'll see you next week when we talk about Frasier.
that's right.
Hey.
Frasier.
The second best
Highly
TV
newer.
show ever based in Seattle. Frasier.
What was the first one?
It's a lot, starring Rick Springfield.
Oh, that's right.
Drop it. Drop it.
Jeez, oh man. Oh, there he goes. We dropped Dan. We dropped Dan instead. There he goes. Sorry.
This reference to Dan's sitcom pilot is brought to you in part by the all-new Era sedan. With a car this hot, you know it's a lot.
That was fabulous.
All
Is that
right.
electric?
Well, it's Electric Youth.
Got it, Scott?
Oh, good one. Good. Well, that was quick, Eric. Well done.
What are you gonna do?
Okay, so I was initially going to be incredibly mean and fulfill Adam's wish because I've been thinking about doing that for an extremely long
What
time.
is Adam's wish?
The Star Wars Christian special.
That is a fun one.
Is Life Day really a holiday?
Yes, it's a day that we celebrate every year to remind ourselves why we keep going through this hard, depressing world. Anyway,
It's a day we celebrate every year, reminding ourselves of how poor George Lucas was at making decisions about what to accept and what to refuse in the early days of his success.
Hard to say how much
Yes.
money fans.
we could do a variety show. Why not? But
I'll be
told
lumpy.
that I don't pick good movies lately, so I want to.
You haven't had a chance to pick a movie for quite some time,
That is true.
so I feel like this is a good opportunity.
I think so too. So I want to pick a movie that I think a lot of people have heard of. They might not have seen, but it's still a very good Christmas movie, and I think it actually is a really good testament to how important this holiday is and bringing people together. I am choosing Yoex Noel.
Ah.
What's that?
It's called Merry Christmas in Britain, but it's a French movie. Yoex Noel.
Okay.
It's a movie about the Christmas armistice.
Oh, okay.
The World War I?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Adam, I'm sorry, bud. There are subtitles in this, but this is about people not.
2005.
I think so.
Okay.
It stars the hot German chick from National Treasure.
Not the very Hallmark movie looking one from 2023.
Right. No,
We can
not
watch
that
that
one.
one. I could pick that one and then just make that a same name. Fortunately,
Adam said, "I was promised guns. What the hell is this?" Adam, this movie's about people dying and it has subtitles. I'm sorry.
Okay, so then which one would pair better with it? Neither of my choices, but
You might have a palate cleanser.
It was the year they had an armistice.
It's like having a Safeway cupcake before filet mignon. It's okay.
Do you want to watch a good movie or a dumb movie?
A good one.
A good dumb movie. Do you have one of those?
Jingle
I
all
mean,
the way.
good is relative, right?
Jingle all the way.
You're without a
Jingle
Santa.
all the way.
Yeah, I'm down to do it. Yeah, let's do You're Without a Santa Claus.
All right.
All right.
We get Shirley Booth. I love Shirley Booth.
Me too, Hazel.
Hazel was one of my all-time favorite shows growing up. I absolutely adored it.
Watching it now, I'm like, oh my gosh.
But I still remember. I still get a warm place in my heart. The episode where she sang "Bye Bye Blackbird."
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Just imagine if the Year Without Santa took place when Eartha Kitt had to do her song. Easter Bunny, come sit a little under your tree.
What, you're not going to do the Madonna version?
Or the Marilyn Monroe version? I mean, it never happened, but she would have sung that song.
This is the first one we're looking at here, right?
Yep.
Oh, it looks like it.
We're looking
It's on
for
TV.
That's it.
There you go.
You can rent it
But
on.
boy, that 2023 one looks bad.
I was gonna say there is one from 2023.
Adam,
Yeah.
it has boobs.
It's the one I said looks like a Hallmark movie.
What?
I said, Adam, it has boobs.
Oh,
To be fair, it is a Hallmark movie. It looks like.
It is it's man boobs, but still.
No, well, you get a little bit of that in the Year Without a Santa Claus too with Heat Miser.
Oh my god. This is why they were fighting. It makes so much sense. They saw
what
this
is the
movie
Year
and said,
Without a
"We have
Santa
to start
Claus?"
World War One."
I'm not gonna lie. I watched half of this yesterday.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, this was on yesterday. And
I
You
lived
get-
half of this.
It's our
yesterday.
first Mickey Rooney.
I love it.
Hey!
It's not my favorite.
It's a shame it's not doing the Korean version.
But I am excited.
Yeah, this is my favorite of the Rankin Bass ones. Is Year Without a Santa Claus.
You know what? When I was little, I watched it one time, and then they never played it again, ever, until I was in college.
Ever.
College.
My favorite Rankin Bass would change. I don't know. This would be high up there. I prefer
version of.
I prefer the earlier ones like Rudolph just because they were closer to my childhood. And I have a very soft place in my heart for the Little Drummer Boy too.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
man.
a good one.
Yeah.
You guys
There's
already
a live
did all
action
the way.
version from 2006
No.
with John Goodman.
Oh my!
Who played Heat Miser?
I believe I actually have a copy of this.
Oh, I do want a live action Snow Miser.
Well, that'll be the extra credit question.
Adam, you can pick Die Hard.
I've never seen that, so.
You've never
neither.
seen Die
What?
Hard?
I haven't
Oh,
seen it either. Yeah.
Chris Kattan is in it. Oh man, as Sparky. Who
Oh,
is Sparky?
boy.
Harvey Feinstein is Heat Miser. Harvey
Oh, they're
Firestein. I mean, excuse me.
They're just
And
like
but Michael
rock-
McKean as Snow Miser makes a lot of sense.
See?
What
Don't
in the
rip on it.
world?
My
Did I
kids
guys
were
ever tell you
obsessed.
that I lived in Chris Kattan?
My kids were obsessed with Snow Miser and Heat Miser for
Right.
about a
I-
year.
I feel like Jen and I were obsessed with Snow Miser and Heat Miser, so fair.
Dun, 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 dun.
But fantastic, you know.
And the little clones of him dancing behind them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh man,
It's amazing.
We're talking about it in 2 weeks.
Let's see here if I can.
Right, quite a contrast between the two of them.
Yeah, a little bit.
Here we go. Here's a little scene from the Year Without a Santa Claus.
Oh my!
What is Chris Kattan as Sparky doing? I don't understand. Did the director owe him a favor or something?
It's possible. You know.
What is Christmas?
Oh, here
Baby,
we
don't hurt me.
Here's what you're looking for. There's what you want.
The interesting thing is Joyous Noel. The
my
IMDb
gosh.
categories on it listed as drama, history, and music.
Why are there like sidekicks all just like naked women?
That's for me, Adam.
Especially for Harvey Firestein.
Wow.
I wouldn't think he'd want to surround himself with half-naked women.
Yeah.
No.
And Hugh
And those are
Eisner.
not good outfits for Snow Miser. What?
He looks like Doc Brown got cryo-frozen.
David St. Hubbins as Snow Miser.
Help me! I've been frozen for 300 years! You gotta help me!
Friends call me Snow Miser. Whatever I touch.
Is he singing?
Yes.
Larry's singing?
Too much.
Well, he sang in Spinal Tap.
It's true.
Didn't know.
Oh wow! I don't think you might have missed it, Amanda. That might have been.
Yeah, clearly,
that's entertainment.
that would be the.
My biggest problem with that, though, is how long is it? Because I'm afraid they made it too long, and they had to.
Hour and a half. It's an hour.
Yeah, they would have had to stretch it quite a bit, which is probably why they needed Sparky.
How is it an hour and a half?
Sparky.
How do people do this? How was The Lion King 2019 2.5 hours?
How is The Hobbit 3 movies?
Ah!
Wow.
I'm 6. Sorry.
That's fair. That's fair. So you got 2 weeks.
Well, the sad part is that actually is a white handkerchief. He's just bleeding out his nose.
No,
Ouch. No, that was the red sock that went into the dryer. All of Scott's clothes are pink now.
Yes.
I mean, that was one fun thing about Paddington, just to get back that for a second, was the whole prison sequence. Was a really interesting balance of you had to make them menacing enough that it seemed like they were mean, but not violent. That's the thing, is they were mean and threatening, but not violent. There was no violence in the whole prison thing.
They were hardened.
Anybody was in prison, which I was glad.
The most violent thing is that Paddington put his sandwich in the guy's mouth. I mean, an actual sandwich.
Yeah, I'm curious if just like anything would have tasted good to them at that point, because they've been eating like basically nothing like solid or
Slop.
edible. Yeah, nothing edible until then. So like, it wasn't the fact that it was marmalade; it was just any food.
Well, but then they get all the guys going, I love them all coming up with their recipes.
Yes.
And they basically it turned into a French bistro, with all the fancy tables and the pedophores and
Yeah,
I
we
can
were
make a
just
pomegranate
eating
glaze.
pastries.
it's all desserts.
Yes.
That was a lot of fun.
I'm just astonished he had all those oranges to begin with. Like, what was he planning? Was he making cubanos one night?
Well, the slop contains oranges. They just like bake them for like an hour.
Yeah, peels and all.
Oh, so he was just making deconstructed marmalade. That's what.
Yeah,
it was.
exactly.
That's exactly it.
Actually, intentionally make them.
That's what we're having
That's
for
funny.
Thanksgiving, actually.
Marmalade Day.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Wow.
But good choice, Eric. I did enjoy Paddington too. Thank you.
I did.
Yeah, honestly, as I said, it's just been on my watch list forever. So I'm glad to finally have said that I've seen it, because I said I had heard about the whole kerfuffle on Rotten Tomatoes, and then I had seen the reference to it in the Nicolas Cage movie, and then when Conan O'Brien was talking about it, I'm like, all right, I got to see this movie. Kept coming up. I'm glad to have seen it. Fun, relaxing, enjoyable fare, like I'm sure our 2 movies will be for next week. But Frasier, more importantly, Frasier. I started watching. Actually, I started watching from the beginning. I need to watch the episodes that Scott has recommended.
I have Scott's recommendation down. I haven't watched any yet, but I am committed to watching at least 5 episodes before next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Watch
picked
this.
some good ones, Scott.
Mm-hmm.
You
Thank
did.
you.
We
I
were
appreciate
laughing
it.
pretty hard. I
I
forgot.
have to watch the first one just to get into it. I have to watch the one that Scott flagged as his favorite, and there's a few others I'll pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great show. It's very hard to find a bad episode. They're just like at the very worst, they're just like between okay and good, and that's usually towards the latter half of the show,
Right.
which I have not picked really anything from. So yeah, you'll like it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I need to get into that this week. That might be how we spend some of our Thanksgiving Day.
That and the live action Year Without a Santa Claus.
I've watched it before, sadly.
Oh my!
I might have to rent that.
Yeah,
I miss the snow.
It might be worth it just to torture your family.
And then the drummer blows up. Yeah.
I'm sure it's better than Cats, so don't worry about it. It'll be fine.
Yes.
Look,
yeah, there's 5 flaming cats.
That's right, exactly. Nice. People want to talk about what else they've been watching? You want to do this?
Briefly, sure.
Anybody watch anything? No. Okay, I guess we're done. All right, so I watched. I I don't know why. I watched The Meg and The Meg 2.
Oh,
What?
Gosh.
You watched them both?
Back to back?
I did not back to back, but this week.
The first one was so good you had to see the sequel.
Yeah, you felt compelled.
You need to see what happened next.
Okay. So I saw a clip of The Meg 2 on TikTok.
Good.
And I thought, that looks interesting. I'm like, but I can't, do I want to watch the sequel without seeing the original? No. So one night when I was not feeling well, I in the middle of the night watched The Meg, which honestly, neither one of these is good movies. But I will say that The Meg was completely, watchable, fun, stupid, just exactly what you would expect The Meg to be. The Meg 2 is so much worse.
Wow.
It is so much worse. So you got Jonathan Statham? That's not right. Jason Statham. In both movies. And wow. I mean, I said the first movie it's everything you'd think, prehistoric shark comes back from, extinction to kill a bunch of people. Great. And you got to watch Jason Statham, swimming through the water. Shark. It's great. Next movie amps it up. There's like corporate espionage and there's multiple. It's almost Jurassic Park-ish. The Meg 2 is unbelievably bad. Scott says he thinks The Meg 2 has a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
Well, yes, I agree. How did you know?
It's actually it has a 27% on Rotten Tomatoes for The Meg 2.
So you're saying it's only slightly better than Who's That Girl?
Honestly, I would probably watch. I don't know. Same. So the
What, 73% audience score?
If you watch it, you probably know what you're getting into. So
If
it's a self-selection issue.
I mean,
stay on the page. Stay on the page. I want you to look up Jaws 3D.
Oh, not Jaws 3D. That's right up there with Superman 4 or 3 or whichever one has Richard Pryor in it.
My God. And here's the thing, too. What a revolutionary movie for 3D effects, Dave.
Oh, yeah. A movie that takes place mostly between the border between water and air.
I totally believe that the shark was kind of sort of coming at me from the side and breaking the window of the aquarium.
That did remind me, there was a video I watched this week it was from Cinefix. Because I thought of Scott when I saw the title and went, I should watch that. It's the top 10 practical effects of all time. And they separate it into different categories. But it really is fun to watch. They gave ship design, which was number 2 to 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh yeah.
Terminator 2 was number 3 with everything in the kitchen sink.
I was literally saying, Terminator 2 has to be on that list.
It is. Number 1 was a little surprising to me, which was A Trip to the Moon by Georges Méliès, because they were just sort of saying it was the start of everything. Without that, so much of what he did was set the foundation for what came later. So you can argue it, but I get their point.
Well, yeah. It's like saying Citizen Kane is the greatest movie of all time. I mean, I don't think the King Kong effects from 1930 are the greatest effects of all time.
But see, their list was, let's just take a second. 10 was body horror with An American Werewolf in London. 9 was animatronics with Jurassic Park. 8 was forced perspective with Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring.
Where's the Thing?
It's coming. 7 was rotating sets with Inception.
Yeah.
6 was motion control with Star Wars. 5 was creatures with The Thing.
Good.
4 was stop motion animation with Jason and the Argonauts.
Oh yeah.
Then we get Terminator 2, 2001, and A Trip to the Moon. So it is a well done list, and they show a lot of clips from it too. Very good video.
I still think Clash of the Titans has better effects, but I guess.
Well, but you know what pushed Jason and the Argonauts over was the skeleton fight.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's gonna beat the frickin' Centaur versus the Griffin anytime.
The Medusa.
Oh, the Medusa. Thank you. The Kraken. Why do they remake it? Why? Never mind.
And they make everything else.
Scott's getting better at self-censoring.
more like self-cutting.
I did watch a movie I thought of Wade when I watched, because I had seen this years ago and had been wanting to rewatch it, and I noticed I had it on the TiVo, which was probably the second best Jimmy Stewart airplane movie. Because I like Flight of the Phoenix better, but No Highway in the Sky is still a really good movie. If you've not seen that, it's he plays an aerospace engineer who's convinced that
the plane's gonna crack up.
Yeah, the plane's that there's metal fatigue is gonna set in after a certain number of hours, and it's really, and you've got Marlene Dietrich, you've got Glynis Johns. I mean, what a cast!
Yeah, I did see that. That was good.
How freaking brave to get that. It's how freaking brave to get Jimmy Stewart in a plane.
Strategic Air Command too.
That takes some guts.
he was so fucking shattered after World War
It was
II.
his movies before and after the war. It's so bizarre to watch.
Yeah,
it took him about 5 years to sort of get back into doing lighter films again, because he was just such a different person after the war. It was really weird.
Yeah.
Although he did some great dark westerns after that.
Absolutely. I mean, when John Wayne and what's-his-face had that fight and he was forced to just fall on the floor with the dinner laid out before him in that one Western he did with John Wayne, what's it called?
Are you talking about The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance?
That one, yes, thank you.
Yes.
Jimmy Stewart's the one who's saying, "Look at you!"
Yeah.
That's not easy. Sorry.
That was Lee Marvin? Was he the villain in that?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, okay.
That's a good movie.
Yeah. So I did watch that, and I've watched, some other random stuff, but that was the main movie I've watched. I do really want to go see The Holdovers.
It gives me so much joy.
My favorite part is that he would have the hat underneath his hat.
Right?
Yes.
What is under Paddington's hat?
You finished it, Wade?
Yeah, I finished it.
Oh, nice.
Actually, I think it got better as it went on.
What rating would you have given Adam to Adam? I just have to know.
8.
Can we deep fake him or something onto the movie?
I want to see him holding a marmalade sandwich.
I love that he's got bear paws.
I do appreciate it. Well, he is that hairy.
Oh my!
You should have actually just put like donuts on his hands.
Or toffee apples.
Oh yes, toffee apples.
Like actual bear claws.
Yeah. We've been watching Bob's Burgers.
Oh, that's a fun show.
It's weird.
Yeah,
it is. I love Kristen Schaal though, so she's always good in everything she's in.
I've been seeing the second season of Invincible.
Oh, how's that?
Pretty darn good. It's delivering. Has anyone seen the first season or know about it?
I've heard of it, but I've not watched it.
Basically, imagine Disney's Sky High, but it's directed by Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, jeez.
So less Kurt Russell.
Interested.
And also J. Jonah Jameson. Who's that actor again? The guy who plays J. Jonah Jameson.
No, I don't even.
J.K. Simmons.
Yes.
J.K. Simmons plays the dad in that, and he is amazing.
Well, he's a great actor. He really is.
Fantastic voice acting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just a good actor in every way. He's up there to me. Like, there's a handful of actors that are still working today that I just absolutely want to see everything they're in. Gary Oldman is one. I think Paul Giamatti is that way. There's just certain actors that have both. It's not only that they're great actors, they seem to do an extremely good job. Because Nicolas Cage is a great actor, and Nicolas Cage takes on so many bad projects. Yeah. These are discriminating actors who generally take on good things.
Yeah, they're trustworthy actors. Like whether they're the good guy or the bad guy, you listen to what they're saying because you know what they're talking. And yeah, it's kind of the case in this. Like if you could stand a little gore, and I use that term lightly, I would watch it. It's not for you, Stacy. I'm sorry.
Hey.
Definitely not after the first episode.
I've watched all of the episodes of The Boys so far, so I think I can take it.
Oh yeah, you can take this. It's really really good, Dave. You should watch it.
There's a lot of things coming up that I'm looking forward to, like the final season of the Umbrella Academy and a few other things I'm looking forward to.
When is that supposed to come out?
Is it early next year? I think, but they have announced when it's coming out, or at least at least the quarter it's coming out. But I don't know when it's happening exactly. But they also have definitely said it's the final season, so they're going to obviously try to wrap things up, which is good to know ahead of time.
Yes. And I think it's time. I think it is.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm always in search of shows that I can watch that my wife will not be disappointed that I watch without her. So in that vein, I continue to watch The Greatest American Hero, which I gotta say does not hold up.
Have you watched The Greatest American Heroine yet? The attempt at a spinoff?
It's only the final episode of The Greatest American Hero is The Greatest American Heroine.
Okay.
So you don't actually there is no pilot.
Oh, okay.
Get her being the greatest American hero, but you do get a lot of bad writing and a lot of bad acting in the series in itself. So slowly.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Way, I have been working my way through.
You're sticking with it? It does have that great late 70s, early 80s theme song thing going for it, though. The whole Welcome Back, Kotter, and the Golden Girls, and Greatest American Hero.
For everything. It is one of those things where they have made piano versions of it and string versions of it to try to use the transition is it's all we got. It's all we've got. But I mean,
it's kind of a hard premise to maintain over any significant number of episodes because it's sort of a one joke.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely just the one joke of we don't know how the suit works. Well, and he's the teacher with the heart of gold who's working with the kids who the underachieving kids. But I mean, what a costume!
Oh, it is a great costume.
Honestly, one of the greatest costumes of all time. No, it's just so. Hey, look, it's a bullet that wasn't fired.
And he's wearing just patent leather shoes too. It's
the boots are the worst part of the whole thing. The outfit runs over the boots. But it's spectacular in so many ways.
We have the first season on DVD.
Oh yeah, so do I. That's what's happening here. But my son Kevin enjoys the flying sequences where it'd be very bad. I don't know how to fly. I think he enjoys the one joke wonder of the whole thing, where it's unbelievable how long they keep up with I don't know how this thing works. And
there's it's not his fault. There's the unfortunate fact that when I see him these days, he reminds me too much of the actor in Iron Fist, who was just so awful in that show.
See, but I am convinced if you could write a movie script and get Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson to be in a Greatest American Hero remake.
Yes.
Totally watch this.
They've rebooted far dumber things than that.
Yes.
100%, right? So that's my pitch.
I mean, it's funny because whenever studios try to do that, take an old TV show and or even an old movie that's they try to reboot it. They pick ones that people loved because they think there's a built-in audience. The trouble is they completely violate people's expectations. Then, of course, what Stacy would refer to as the Wild Wild West example, but. And they've done it with so many. Dan mentioned Get Smart earlier. The Get Smart movie's not awful.
It's good,
but it doesn't stand up to the TV show.
Right.
And instead, you should pick a show that wasn't really a big success, because then you can take the premise, and it's not like people are going to go. Not like many people, at least, are going to go. Oh, they've completely ruined the Greatest American Hero.
Exactly.
Well, there you go. So that's yeah. Oh, and we are finally almost finished with Schmigadoon. It's taken forever.
Are you enjoying it?
One final episode left of Schmigadoon. Absolutely.
It's a lot of fun. The second season is very different than the first season, but they keep the quality up.
quality is there. It's not as much fun maybe as the first season.
Well, it's a little darker.
Yes, but it's still
Yeah.
enjoyable. Is it? Are they done? Do you know officially if there is?
They have neither announced that they are doing nor that they are not doing a third season.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, obviously, you know.
I think they're saying that one of the problems is that they kept an almost completely consistent cast between the first and second season, obviously in different roles.
Right.
But some of those performers have now gone on, like the woman, I can't remember her name, who played the school marm in the first season, is now an Oscar-winning actress for West Side Story.
Right.
So it's getting harder to get this crew together to do a season.
Yeah. And probably more expensive.
Yes, probably more expensive too, unless they just love it so much they'll work for scale.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Or you just get the main two back and don't worry about it.
And you get Martin Short in his little role every time.
That's right. Exactly. All right. Everybody good? Everybody done? Everybody got anything else to say?
I'm good.
I have an amazing poster I'm about to send your way.
Say what now?
I have an amazing poster I'm about
An
to send your
amazing
way.
poster.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is it from Steven Spielberg's Amazing Stories?
Yes. Actually,
There
it
it
was.
is. No, I'm just kidding.
It is. I'm hoping what we have to look forward to sometime in the next year. I think it's about time that we see this movie.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh, my phone dinged.
The ding. I think we all got a ding.
That scary ding.
Oh, there it is. Oh my. Wow. There it is.
Yeah, but you have to change. Han Solo's already wearing black and white. Make it a nun's habit.
Yeah, no. See, Chewie needs to be wearing purple. So
nice R2D2, by the way. Very nicely.
Yeah.
Oh my
Very
god.
covert.
Where's the beard?
This is why he doesn't want to see it. He was in it.
Wow. Wow. There we go.
3 minutes in Photoshop.
So if it's the Star Wars Christian special, it wouldn't be Life Day anymore, would it? It'd be some Christian holiday.
Well, yeah, that's why Woody's thing is red, because he just riz from the dead.
Oh. Wow.
Yes, Chewie was Jesus all along, guys. We just couldn't understand him.
So much so.
I didn't get the subcontext there.
Et tu, Brute? Wait.
So what is does that make the 12 disciples are all Ewoks?
Yes.
Adam has no interest in any of this. Adam has moved on to video games. All right, which is probably good for all of us. All right, well, Frasier. Next week, Monday night, we will talk Frasier. Week after that, JC Noel, and the Year Without the Santa Claus. And everybody have a lovely Thanksgiving.
Hey.
You as well. Thank you.
Happy thanks.
Thanks,
Peace out.
everybody. We'll see you soon. Good night.
In case I don't see ya. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.